Hello everybody, and welcome back to WorldBox. And right now we have a big war going on over here between the elves and the Elven Rebellion allied with the dwarves of Rareen. And they are assaulting the capital right now. Their army is now being drawn into this. The dwarves are doing massive damage to the civilian population. Let's see how the army will hold up. Volleys of arrows are flying over. Dwarves are falling, but so are the elves. And it looks like the dwarves are finally being pushed back somewhat because of this. Everything was on fire, but it looks like things are finally coming to a halt by the looks of it. The dwarves were stopped on that front, but over here they are still continuing their push somewhat. And it looks like Emir Anon might be recaptured. Nope, it'll be destroyed. And it looks like all those ships now are moving to Effin, which is not good for the Elven Empire, or whoever they are, the Arrows. They've had those ships under their control for the longest time, and now they're all leaving. They are all under the control of Effin now. They have barely any ships left. But the dwarves are still at war with them. And they are continuing to load up on ships. Look at this, they've got another ship. Let's see how many they're at. 70 and counting. And they've got even more on the way. All these ships over here are under the control of Effin. Massive amounts of warships. Look at that, Reyes is also. And we have a new orc village there now as well. Interesting. We've got lots of dwarf ships popping up with intentions of getting the elves off the face of the map. The orcs now have another civilization with the elves. It looks like the elves might be the next to fall. It's possible. Very possible. Looks like all the demons on the island were wiped out. And now, the orcs have declared war on the dwarves. So now the dwarves are at war. The dwarves of Rareen are at war with quite a bit. And now we also have... they're at war with the capital now. Let's see how this war will turn out. Ahum is being captured. But let's just wait and see how things turn out. We have a bunch of dwarves over here preparing to invade Reyes. And they are doing that. Got a lot going on. The dwarves are launching an offensive over in this region by the looks of it. It's hard to tell who's winning at the moment. Very hard to tell. Looks like Ahum was the winner of that battle, which means that only the central island is left under their control. Interesting. We have a bunch of orcs on the move I see as well, getting ready for an invasion of somewhere. And then a village over here was destroyed somehow? Interesting. Oh, they tried to invade by the looks of it? I have no clue, but demons have now showed up over here on the Elven Island, or the Elven Continent, I mean, and that is going to wreak havoc among Reyes. They're going to need to put a stop to those demons before they scorch what's left of their land. Well, that did some damage, but now their wheat is basically gone. Their army is being demolished by them as well. They were also affected by that lightning strike. I'm not sure how it happened really, but the demons don't seem to care where you're from. Even the dwarves are being targeted by them by the looks of it. But the demons are staying on the elven areas now, which is probably helpful for the dwarves. Yeah, they're destroying a bunch of elves everywhere. The elves are trying to put a stop to it, but it's just destroying everything. The dwarves are coming in and really doing a lot of damage in the process as well. And now some orcs have also landed in Narim. Not looking good for them. But they are doing some damage to themselves with those lightning strikes. And the dwarves are putting up quite a good fight, I must say. For a bunch of civilians, they are doing quite a bit of damage to the orc army. Surprisingly. And perhaps they'll be able to hold off long enough for an army to come in and finish the job. 33 dwarves on that ship. 22 on that ship. And now an earthquake somewhere as well. Doesn't look like it was anywhere of importance. Let's check again. Yep. That island there, which didn't really have any effect. These places over here are getting absolutely burned to a crisp. The elves are trying their best to try and halt the demons, but there are just 4 of them that are doing a bunch of damage now. Some of them are trying to put an end to it. And looks like that demon was taken care of because he killed an elf that had an energized effect on him. Which means that he got decimated by the lightning and thrown into the water. And now the elves are just going for civilian, or no, the demons are going for civilians in the capital. Reyes is basically defenseless, same with Ahern. Narim is under siege and is basically destroyed at this point. They are throwing in civilians to try and stop them now. We do have some dwarvish ships that are still preparing and getting ready. That did a number on the orcish army there. There are still quite a few orcs left, though, in the northern areas at least. They were ready for a battle like this. They need the war to either end with the elves or to end with the orcs. The elves is a much better bet, and that narrowly missed dumb K-bar and went right over it. That asteroid. Did they manage to deal with the rest of those demons? It looks like they did. Luckily for them. But that place is immensely weak now. Not going to be much left for them to do. And what is this? No, that's from Effin, that army, by the looks of it. There's 50 on that ship. Now, how many are on this ship? 39. So they are still managing to keep things going. The orcs are getting attacked by the dwarves now. Their army is finally brought in to put an end to things here. And are they? That is the question. They might have just both shot each other. Nope, they didn't. That dwarf had 6 health left. And it looks like the orcs might be abandoning the attack on Narim. The elves are taking full advantage and expanding northwards into dwarvish land that was destroyed. Effin is gaining from this battle, definitely. Oh yeah, the orcs are definitely still somewhat pressing the attack. They're leaving some behind to continue it. And now how many are on this ship? 54, but there are quite a few waiting nearby as well. Are the elves getting ready for an attack? They are gathering there. This might become a 3-way war between the orcs, elves, and dwarves of Rarim. Effin is trying to make an advantage out of Narim losing a lot of land to the north, and they are expanding that way. But I imagine that Rarim won't take too kindly to that. Not at all. But for the moment, we don't have too much. Now there's another ship of 21. I'm not sure what they're doing there at all. But the elves don't seem to be doing much. They are very much trying to recover from that last attack, which did quite a bit of damage to them. Definitely. And the orcs, with their capital of Denrep, are getting ready for more attacks. 94 on that ship, and 53 on this ship. A bunch of them have just returned as well, which means that they'll be able to launch more attacks. And a new village was found. Dotril was founded by Aham, the capital, I believe. There's still some dwarves that are trying to take out these orcs, but it doesn't look like they're having much success with it. The orcs continue to just hold them at bay is what they're trying to do by the looks of it. Nothing else. We got another ship with orcs on it, surprisingly. And now, the dwarves have launched an attack on the elven capital. I'm not sure how many were on that ship, but it looks like it was the one that had the most. There's one more ship left. But now, they just made peace. They could have easily destroyed that city. But the king just decided, you know what, nah. Oh yes, and now, the orcs declared war on the elves. So now, the orcs are going to be the one that's not doing too well. Because now they're at war with two races. And not just the dwarves. And now the dwarves aren't at war with the elves either. They're allied with them against the orcs. And it looks like this orcish city is getting demolished over here. The dwarves are helping the elves destroy it. Which is exactly what they needed. A bunch of orcs have landed near Narim in Effin. And it doesn't look like there's much of an army to try and stop them. The dwarves are trying, but there's really not much that they can do in that area. But the dwarvish or orcish village over here in Capo is nearly destroyed because of the elvish / dwarvish coalition that was led against it. There is not much left. And the dwarves seem like they are getting on an orcish ship. Boarding an orcish ship, perhaps. Yeah, they are. I'm not sure where that orcish ship is going. They might be taking a bunch of dwarves back to their lands. The dwarves are trying to infiltrate, perhaps. Let's see where it'll go. Interesting. I didn't know that they could do that. And now it looks like Adorim is under attack. Their civilians are not happy with that. Neither is their army, which is now going full force against the orc invaders. They are not happy about that, and their army is well on alert. They don't want them getting to Rarim, but they are getting fairly close right now. The dwarves are going attack mode on them, and their captain has fallen. There is a small but nimble orc force left right now, and it is slowly but surely being taken out by these dwarves. Let's see how... Now we got a larger dwarf attack force coming in. And look at that massive lightning strike. That did a number on the orcish army. As well as throwing a bunch of dwarves well out of range of anything. And I'm not sure where that meteorite struck, but yeah, in the water, because I didn't see any significant damage. And yes, we do have an orc ship with some dwarves on it now. Where is it going? That's the question. Where will they go? Are they going home? It doesn't look like it. It looks like they are going to try and invade some dwarvish land. But I'm not sure how that will go. Seeing as there is a bunch of dwarves on the ship with them, I'm guessing not very well. And now the dwarves are going on the offensive against the orcs, trying to repel the invaders. But the orcs do have a line of archers set up in Effin. And where did that ship go? Here it is. Where are they going? To try and attack. Let's see. Where are they landing? It looks like they might be going over here somewhere, or maybe they're just going to head down around. Yeah, it looks like they might. Oh, nope, they're going over here somewhere. Right about here? Yep, they are. There was one orc on that ship, and he got wiped out by the dwarves as soon as they landed. Oh, there is still another orc there. Nobody notices him, though, because he's an archer and he hasn't moved a muscle. And now we have a dwarvish invasion on orc lands. They're moving in kind of like an arc formation outwards from the archers, which is going fairly well for them. They seem to be having some success. I'm not sure how many are taking part in this attack, but there seems to be a good number of dwarves there. And now we got a big battle here with civilians and army of orcs. Let's see who will win it. Looks like the dwarves are committing mass murder on their part, which is good for them. The elves don't seem to be wanting to take a part in this war, besides building back up their army. The dwarves seem to be the main focus of this war at the moment. And they are doing some damage to the orcs right now. Quite a bit of damage, in fact. Their main attack force seems to be on the eastern front right now. Their archers are supporting from the beach. The elves are not attacking. Dwarves are preparing for perhaps another invasion. Or just to rebuild Narim. There isn't much left of it to rebuild, though. And now Adorim, as well as Omarim, is suffering some attack. The orcs are getting closer. Dwarves are trying their best to keep them at bay. The dwarves are now, looks like they were overwhelmed by the sheer number of orcs over here, and are now, yeah, they are. And now, what do we have here? The Spears of Feanor? Is that a fiend? Yeah, it is. Dotril managed to convince their capital to go to war with these elves. They only have one city right now. And Ahum has quite a bit of an army at the ready. So let's see how this will go. It looks like Dotril will be destroyed, but we have some demons that have showed up. Yep, we do. On that small island there. So where is the closest place to that island? It looks like it might be the very point of Omarim, perhaps. And yep, Dotril was destroyed. But let's move these demons now to Omarim. They're in the water, but time hasn't gone by, so they won't take damage, luckily. So that's good. And there we are. They have now showed up in Omarim. Let's see what the demons will do with this new area. There aren't too many demons, though. There are quite a few, but not as many as you expect from a demon attack force. There's usually like a good 20 or so. There only seems to be like a dozen in this one, maybe. If that. But Narim is not doing too good right now. Perhaps the elves are going to go on an attack eventually. Let's see, do we have any elves on ships right now? We have dwarves on ships. Perhaps the elves will go join them. Right now it's hard to tell, but the elves do have an absurd amount of archers. Without a doubt. And it looks like, yeah, the dwarvish attack force was destroyed. Omarim is now under attack and is suffering quite a bit of losses as well. The dwarvish archers are not very on point today, it seems like. And they're getting decimated by those demons. Even Adorim is suffering some attack as well. All the dwarves in this area are being lined up and shot by these orcs over here, who have moved into Adorim by the looks of it, and are slowly moving up as they go. Omarim is in flames. Adorim is under attack. Rarim is somehow still out of the action. And now they made peace. So now it's just the demons that they have to worry about. Effine is in the crosshairs of Ahum, the dwarvish capital. And they have a good strike force ready to go. I'm not sure how well they'll be able to hold out, and for how much longer. Looks like the demons were taken out though, which is good. But I think that I'll leave things here for now. So as always, I hope you guys enjoyed. And until next time, I'll see you all in the next video.